trend. We talk it out from end to end. When the clock hits 12, you know where to be. Turn it up, Real FM, ride the frequency. Talking truth, talking change, talking all that's real. With Francis Pierre at the wheel. Politics to faith, the latest trend.
Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. Always remember, as soon as the clock struck 12 and that program start, you could pick up the telephone and call. We never have a subject matter. We speak about what you want to speak about. The telephone number is 442-0175. We encourage you to share our program, like our program, subscribe. Let local content grow. We are responsible for our growth. No one else. No one is coming to help us. We have to defend the democracy that we have. We on Real FM 91.9, 91.5. We on We Noise FM 94.9. Subscribe to the program and let's go. We will continue to advocate that we are the custodian of our democracy. If the democracy don't work, we are responsible. There are countries in Africa, in the communist bloc, in the theocracy that wish they had a voice like us. They can't speak. They're sending them in jail. In Cuba today, thousands of people in jail. Venezuela, Russia, China, they jail you because you express a difference of opinion. We have to preserve that in Grenada, and we have to make certain our democratic process continues in Grenada, and our democracy is strong. We had a second opportunity post 1983, and we must guard it jealously. I've listened on many occasions to the question of pension. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre?
Yes, caller.
How you do, man?
Great, man.
Good. Mr. Pierre, let me tell something. Let me say something here. When you have dealings to do with human being, Mr. Pierre, it's not an easy thing. Look, Grenada here. So much laws on the law book that is not being upheld. So much laws on the law books written, right? That nobody is really concerned about, right? And Mr. Pierre, we actually become a lawless nation, you know. For the most part, you know. Yeah. Look, people just stop in the center of the road. You drive in the center of the road, and when you talk to them, what the mother so and so, no. I've seen it time and time again. They just, especially busmen, feel that the road is theirs. Like the whole road belongs to them, and all other drivers supposed to, resort to what they want, to what they see, to what they want. So when people talk about communists, I never live in a real communist country. Yeah, but most communist states. But to me, people more strict and they more about their own business. They more business like and everything. People in capitalist state, and they more carefree. And they feel they're in a free country, and they have freedom, so they could do what they want, how they want, when they want, and all this kind of. But my point is, when you have dealings to do with human beings, you must have strict, stringent laws. Am I wrong, Mr. Pierre?
No, I don't agree with that. In yesteryear, ages back, there was a lot of strict rules. And in those days, the king or the person in charge was the chief judge. But more and more people think that was suppressing individualism.
Well, Mr. Pierre, people will think so. People obviously is good. Mr. Pierre, if you give people a chance, right? People just do what they want and then turn. What do you mean? The government is there, right? If the government just give people a chance, they do what they want, how they want, and then they come back and they blame the government still. Oh, but ain't it have the government there? The government's supposed to see about, but them know the good thing, the proper way to live, but they wouldn't do it.
You see, that's why we have laws, and that is why you have to have check and balance. Because even if you have a government, the government could turn bad. You have kings that turn bad, you know. And the worst thing is when you have a dictator or a theocracy or a government that turn bad. In Grenada and the Caribbean islands, every 5 years the government know they have to face the polls. So they're very cognizant of that. If they didn't have to face the polls, people like me, they're in jail long.
You think so?
Yeah, people like me on radio are in jail long time already. If I was living in Cuba, Russia, China, Iran, man, you don't hear about me. Are they in jail long? They kill me.
And maybe me too.
But yes, people like you, they're in jail too, because they might say, well, you know, so there is no perfect system. But you have to have a system with check and balance, because
but people must be also good law abiding citizens.
Yeah, but some of the challenges we have here could be fixed. Take for instance, we have a growing level of ill discipline on the road, but the police don't have no program to educate our people about discipline on the road. The police might feel my job is to charge you, but in 2017, the police said a lot of the accidents on the road was a result of ill discipline and discourteousness.
Exactly.
So you could put measures in place to change that.
But but listen. Were you there?
Yeah.
Right. I don't really want to be too long. No, listen a point. No, the last time they was counting it, I was listening and they was counting. Mr. Pierre said over 17 radio stations is in Grenada. 17 radio stations in. But the point that I'm trying to make here is look at the educational levels of the people, right? I mean, look at how, you know, most of these radio stations, they give the news, they give a little talk, and it's just music the whole day. You know, but what I'm saying with Mr. Pierre, with so much radio stations, right? I mean, and look at the you know, look at the educational levels. I mean, none of them, right? None of them is not really up to the thing to educate, to inform, you know, to educate. I mean, it's not about entertainment alone. No. It's to inform and inspire the people too.
I think I agree with you, but I think the radio station is a business, and they depend on advertisement. So if they're not getting much advertisement, what they do? They go automatic. So you just hear music.
Okay, but in a country with just over 100.
But I think they have Real FM. I believe is one of the lead radio station where news is concerned, and talk shows and information. Real FM have about 3 different programs every day, and except Sundays. Okay. In addition to that, they have the news almost every hour. Mm-hmm. So they try, and that station is the only successful station outside of St. George's. Okay,
but listen, one more thing about violence, Mr. Pierre. Look, violence is violence in any form. Abuse is wrong in any form. Violence and abuse is wrong in any form. We cannot take this thing in isolation. I tired talk about this this subject matter in particular, right? We talk about in relation to only towards women and girls, But what I'm saying is one abuse lead to another, right? One type of violence lead to another. Violence is violence. Violence is wrong in any form. Abuse is wrong in any form. We cannot take this thing in isolation. We have to generalize this thing, right? It has to stop in all forms, all aspects of life. And unless we take it at that level, we ain't going nowhere. Just one. Anyway.
Yes, caller. One guy, we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. We missed that caller. Caller, you there? Welcome, caller. One individual said to me, women are more abusive than men. But he said men does hit harder and they does complain less. Let me repeat that. A gentleman said to me, women are more abusive than men. But men does hit harder and they does complain less. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes,
and his
my
listening
brother.
audience.
Yeah, man.
Well, I tried to open back today, but I miss it.
Where you come down, one down. You bowling from the other end.
Okay. Now, I was in a very deep conversation. I was saying, I was just defending you in some what you call them, politicals, or how you call them?
Politicos.
Yes, how you just call them. I said you, personally, I want Grenadians to listen, did not bound to do what you is doing there. You could have been doing something else. But because of your care and concern about Grenadians, you make a sacrifice to go out there on almost a whole week to let Grenadians know of what is happening. Because a lot of Grenadians call me and tell me if it was not your program, they would have think everything is all right. You have been letting people know what is happening. As you say, you belong. I belong too. And I think it's very unfair for we to be around long and see political party come and go and don't say a word for the viceless in this country. I think is wrong. Mr. Pierre, you have been doing a very good job, because a lot of people call me. I get a call from Montreal. They hurrying to go for 12 o'clock. I get a call from Brooklyn, and the gentleman say he's hustling to go to hear Mr. Pierre at 12 o'clock. So that alone make me realize the program is going a long way. We have a blame game government, blaming the past administration. We have a government with no accountability. I could remember every Tuesday, the past administration, the New National Party, used to have what you call a press conference to report to the people of this country what is going on, where the Prime Minister gone, what he achieved, what Grenada achieved. You could depend on that. But right now, it is clear, Grenadians, it is clear that these people don't care about you. They just want your vote when the time is here. They don't care, and they demonstrate they don't care. But some people who is eating a food, they can't see that. They can't see that.
Yeah.
Look, this time around, this government is saying about things happening. It is the first time in the history of this country I spoke to about 20 salesmen, and everybody echo almost the same sentiment around just a few days to go for the festive season. Long time I used to get different opinion. Some saying, oh, it's not too bad, I could try it. No. But everybody, one song. This is what this administration must try to know. And Mr. Pierre, very soon I would like for you to have on your program somebody to explain this pension thing. Because when I was asking one of the activists about, they tell me the main thing they do, they pay pension. And they keep boasting about the pay pension. Even KJ, they pay pension. So that means they're the main champion. And I know it is not their main, it should not be their main champion. This is why I would like to hear someone who has more knowledge of this one day touch it on your program.
Yeah.
I have to give somebody else a chance because yesterday you had a very good program. It was a rush. Everybody want to have them give their views. So one person must not take too much time because
thank you,
1
Colin.
hour. I rest my case, Mr.
Yeah, I always believe that in the hour, if we get 10 callers, that's good. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, Doc.
Yes,
How are you?
great, man.
He said he don't want to take too much call. He don't want to deny other people. That's what he did, you know. Okay, Mr. Pierre, there is something I in the news. I'm hearing that the government intend, and I want them to strike the politics out because I don't deal with the politics. I deal with realities. Intend to do what you call a strategic kitchen. In other words, you have a central place to cook school food for the school and to distribute. I think the government should pull back from that. That will not be profitable. It will be cheaper allowing the schools to do the cooking and to serve the children rather than having a central kitchen and transporting food around to the various schools. That is dangerous. If anything go wrong within that period, you don't know who to blame. I'm seeing danger there. You may reach some places where the food is already cold, where it starts to ferment based on the delay on the street, and I don't think that is a wise idea. It may sound good for them, but it's not a wise idea. There is great danger in that. We have bacteria and germs floating around, and you cannot take chance with that. This is not a place where you have the country is flat and highway, so from one school to the other will just take 5 minutes. To transport food around the country to schools, it will take hours. Are you going to push back the school time? Because the food might reach very late in some schools. So I don't think that's a wise idea at all. They should rethink this and allow the school to continue cooking the food for the school. That would be a safer and cheaper area. If they're trying to get away from paying people, they will have to. It will cost them more doing what they plan to do. That's not a good idea for Grenada. Another thing I want to, I know we have a dog law, and it seems to me that people are not obeying the law. Nobody respects the law, and we still have these stray dogs all around the place. Now, for me, my sight is bad. And if I didn't have somebody to tell me, look, there is a field here, I would put my hands in it. It is not right. It's not yard. And I'm calling on the government once again to ensure that this dog law is obeyed. If people cannot take care of the dogs in the yard, any dog in the street is not belonging to anybody. And I say the people can, take whatever action deemed necessary to protect themselves. But I would like the government to, revisit that dog law and to ensure that it's obeyed. If you have dogs, you have to be in your yard. No dog should be strayed in the street, and to interfere with people's privacy. Right?
Yes, scholar.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, that's too powerful one. Perhaps I would attempt to comment on the central kitchen. It is so sad when government continue to make the blunders of the past. Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, scholar, go right ahead.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, scholar.
People, we get into contradicted with this matter of pension and pension. NDC they can take fame that they did pay pension. They did pay pension, give them all they could do to that. But they was not the first set of persons that paid pension. The NMP was paying pension before the NDC came in power. And when they went to court, and the court ruled that the pension should be paid, NMP had started paying that pension. Right? So let us get it straight in our head. NMP, this government, present government, pay pension, which they're boasting about, and that is a plus for them. But they didn't pay pension, and that NMP didn't pay. NMP started paying. What the mistake was made when Dr. Mitchell said that when after the election or after the year, they will at the end of the year they will pay pension, continue paying the pension, and after that they will pay as funds come available. That is the word that try up some people. Funds come available. Somebody tell you, give you in the morning, you will run to that. So the NDC is taking fame for that. Let them have fame for it. But to give the impression that NMP was not paying pension and didn't pay pension is a total lie.
Okay.
Just before, I think yesterday, the day before, the lady made it clear that she's a pensioner and she got pension under the NMP.
Yes, scholar.
So that is the next thing, Mr. Pierre, that is worrying me is that something is not right in this government, and something to me within the unions and the government playing games are wrong. And I say that because we see teachers from the college was demonstrating yesterday when they say over 3 years now they're waiting on some money and they have not get it. But you notice if it was NMP that was in power, they would have made an island-wide strike already. But they're trusting this one with very soft gloves. Every case where the union has to take some action nowadays, they go into it with very soft gloves. And I don't think it's good for. I agree that you have to negotiate, and the government could say something and don't have the money at the same time. But how it come that the government promised to pay pension before they knew what money was there? How come they employ so much people and you're having problem now? My concern, Mr. Pierre, help me with that one. How come the government having so much problem to pay? No, when they increase, they give out more jobs. They talk about the amount of jobs they raise people pay. But they're having problem now to pay people, teachers. There are teachers that can get paid.
Color, ability to pay is relative. If the government says, I don't have money to pay, that is relative. The government would determine what is priority. So if the government believes that it is more important for me to buy 15 new vehicles for politicians than to fix some piece of galvanized, that is relative. The country is like a small cake, and you have different interest group lobbying with the sharer of the cake for the cake. So if the unions are not satisfied with the result that they get, particularly in light of the fact that the unions more tend to support the NDC, it is the union's fault. And the union is a powerful organization. so they could do
that they are
whatever.
powerful organizations. But I think they should be playing the game a little more fair.
The game color ability to pay is relative. The government could say they don't have money, and then every Monday morning, government ministers flying all over the world.
That is strategy. That is not don't have money. That is strategy.
Yeah. Well, they give priority to certain things.
Well, yes, they give priority, but I think it's a global sin to have people working, and when they expect the salary, don't matter me.
Sometimes they don't believe in God, so they don't care about sin.
I think it's a sin.
Remember, not everybody believes in God.
They cannot get it.
Yeah.
And you've seen where money is spent bad. I doing that. I totally say it's wrong. Totally wrong. When people work, they must be paid. If they didn't pull their weight, fire them.
Okay.
No problem.
Yes, we have a next caller on the line? Not yet. So that is a number of issues. As we go back to the pension, I've always said that when an issue comes to the public, parties must try to explain it to the public. The union, the government, and the opposition did not explain the pension issue. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, how are you doing today? And good afternoon to you listening and to the audience on Facebook.
Yeah.
Mr. Pierre, there was a that spoke about radio station. He said there is about 17 radio stations.
Yes.
But Mr. Pierre, all these radio stations, I want to endorse what the caller said. All these radio stations do they play music. Whole day they play music. And they don't even play Grenada music. They play, nothing wrong with the Jamaican music, don't get me wrong. But they only play Jamaican music, Trinidad soca. If they're promoting our culture, which is our artist, it's good enough. And Mr. Pierre, what I will say on that, we need more talk show radio, Mr. Pierre. Talk show radio where we have, like what you're doing now. As you say, we have, Real FM have 3 different programs in the day. We need more talk show radio, Mr. Pierre, where you can inform, educate, and persuade people. So you need to bring on government ministers as the day going, you bring them on to inform the people. That's what they do in Barbados. Why you feel Barbados have a educated electorate? It's because they have a lot of radio program and talk show. Well, all we do in Grenada, we listen to music. No one listens to news no more.
But caller, it's expensive for the radio station. That is why some radio stations don't get involved in that, because because it takes money. And if a radio station is not getting a lot of advertisement, it's difficult for them to do that. So Real FM brings the news almost every hour, and then they have these talk shows, and they have a number of other programs, and the radio station is existing.
But I would love to see, if I have to open a radio station, it will be a talk show radio.
That's why you encourage people in St. Patrick and St. Andrews and the other parishes to advertise with Real FM. Sometimes you beg people just to subscribe to your program.
Yeah.
And they're not subscribing. You own people. Some of them don't know how to subscribe, but there doesn't seem to be a readiness to push the program. And then you have the program and some of the politicians don't call on it. They don't comment.
Yeah,
because, so it's not that some radio stations are not trying, but some of them going bankrupt trying.
Yeah. I won't call them the radio station.
No, don't.
All they do, they play radio, they play music all day.
But more people could contribute to the radio. Yeah.
Mr. Ben, do you know you don't must go to school or university to educate yourself? You know you can educate yourself with a radio?
Yeah, of course, a number of people in the past never had the opportunity to go to secondary school.
And I know for your man in place, this man never went to school, but anyway, you speak with him with a radio.
And they're very informed.
He was blind. And this guy was the most brilliant man I see around. He know everything on BBC, the world news, war, because of a radio. So don't look at radio as something as joke. It's powerful means of education. Mr. Pierre, I want to talk about last thing. I will say long. Mr. Pierre, the Grenada Constitution, are made up of 9 chapters. I wonder how many people have a copy of that Constitution, Mr. Pierre. For example, you on the radio should have a copy there with you. The lawyers should have that. The policemen should have a copy. You're getting that in the registry for about $20 to $40 somewhere there. And I think we need to work with the Constitution in our pocket, in our hands.
Not necessarily work with it, but people should be more knowledgeable about it. The first time I look into a constitution, I was working with government a couple of years before I got a copy of the constitution. And because of my interest in trade union. So I have encouraged children that go to school to read the constitution, particularly to help them improve in their reading ability. So parents, and particularly because all the parents that have all the children in school today, the majority of the parents went to secondary school, should encourage their children to read a chapter of the Constitution for them every now and then, and the Bible, so that your children would learn to read better and at the same time more knowledgeable about pertinent things.
Because when you look at the Constitution, it's not hard to unfold. It's easy. It's not hard. And a lot of people talking about constitutional reform and constitutional amendment, but most of nothing about the Constitution.
And some of the things in the Constitution are not necessary to reform it. You don't have to reform for reforming's sake. If you walk in, leave it alone.
The Constitution was implemented in 1973 into 1974.
But you don't have to reform it if you good leave it. I see not.
But there should be amendments.
I don't have no issue with the Constitution, you know.
But what we need to know, it's not a hard thing to study. And I think they should teach it in school, Mr. Pierre. Because let me just run through 3 quick chapters. Chapter 1.
You going to the whole chapter? Next time.
No,
Next time.
I will say chapter 1 with the fundamental rights and freedom, such as right to life. Second, right to personal liberty. And you go down 3, 4, and it's not hard. Chapter deal with it.
We're going to encourage it.
Of the government general and 3 parliament. So people need to study these things.
We're going to encourage people to do that. Yes, scholar. Thank you. Yes, it's all. I always encourage people to encourage their children to read. Our children are not doing well in school, and it saddens my heart because most of the children in school, their parents went to secondary school. Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Mr.
Pierre, the program is 1 hour. And these people are going to make the point and go.
Yes. Okay.
Make all the point go. You want to stay and discuss with you and the phone. You discuss with Mr. Pierre and the phone, come make a point and move. And Clifford, you didn't turn long, you understand that. Every time anything in power, people getting paid late. They come in the radio and talk about it for. Every time they come in power, Clifford, you didn't turn long. Down they just lose, because people late. And you know that. And you know the opposition can do nothing for that. So they come on the radio and lobby about they pay here, they pay late and dies it. And we know that they don't follow NDC. They don't follow NDC lies and pay people late. All right, Mr. Pierre.
Thank you. Well, the National Democratic Congress. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, caller.
You good, man?
Yes, man, great, man.
Well, tell me, caller, you had the Constitution in your hand. Nobody has go and look for no Constitution or nothing. You have the Constitution in every phone in this country. Tell him take photo of that and open your phone and read it patent. You don't want to buy no Constitution. Mr. Pierre, I listen to people speaking. Well, Mr. Pierre, things are happening. Mr. Pierre, we pay and grade. Things are happening, Mr. Pierre. Mr. Pierre. Mr. Pierre.
Go ahead, caller. There, listen.
Oh, yes. Mr. Pierre. The school teacher, the school farmers and them, the school cooks and them, they get away with the pay. Mr. Pierre, things are happening. Mr. Pierre, the money people, and them, they move from $700 to $1,200. Mr. Pierre, things are happening. Mr. Pierre, we rebuilding the we paid.
You have to laugh for yourself. You have to laugh for yourself.
Things that happen. This Christmas coming, we give free barrel for VAT and custom duty tax. Mr. Pierre, things are happening. Mr. Pierre, I live in this country and I never see things more easier than that. Mr. Pierre, the only thing I had in this country is to get workers to work. Mr. Pierre, the hardest thing to get in this country today. Where I live in, I want a fella to come and cut a bush on me. All of them fellas and they're working the road now. A fella tell me a fella tell me he wants a fella to work with him in the road and he can't get. Mr. Pierre, what going on? What happened to this fella and them? Mr. Pierre, after 10 years, I feel, well, you should have more people doing trade work. We spend millions and millions of Chinese fellas and them. What they've been doing with the people money, they don't take nothing. All they do is just taking money and go and drink and gamble and work stupidly. Mr. Pierre, but I tell you, things are happening in this country. Mr. Pierre, I hear always talking about the pension scheme. But Mr. Pierre, things happen with that already. And it will continue to happen because we bring in a new pension scheme. I hear MP talking about when she come in, if she win, she will bring it back so everybody, so the public got to pay people pension for them. I said, that crap. I go tell everybody that is bullshit. You can get in money and you want the rest of the country pay your pension for you. You must contribute to the pension. That is bullshit what you talking about there. I fully support because me tell that things are happening, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller. Yes, you see, one of the challenges is that the government put themselves in their own buying. You know. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, caller.
This man listening the program this morning with the school feeding. Mr. Pierre, when children go eat, when you want to do what you're doing there, a dog walking in the school, when you go and say you will feed, cook and drop it off in school, Mr. Pierre, it's cheaper? It can be cheaper. You know how many transport you have to pass in school to school to bring lunch and what time children eating, Mr. Pierre? Check it out. I listen and man just know they're talking about rule and regulation and respect. If a man go in the platform and cussing up sin language and the Prime Minister, what you leave for the people in the road to do? I just don't understand how we don't have no laws. What is the laws and when the head of the thing doing the worst thing in society? Mr. Pierre, tell the people and them and say, rethink. And before they come on the air, because the rule and the regulation come from the Prime Minister, and he doing more wickedness than all what you see going on. Look at it. I listening news day before 12 o'clock, quarter to 12. Mr. Peter David Dane telling you how much the rate is in employment. Why? You say you're building back better. When you build back better, you don't build a house, you don't get money, Mr. Pierre. So how you go build? Everybody would not go and sit down there and say they're working for money because they work. When they go to work, they want money. So, Mr. Pierre, they have to think before they start later.
Yes, caller, thank you very much. And we have another caller on the line.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, things are happening in the country. when corruption is flying left, right, and center, corruption is taking place over Greater Caribbean Pitmati. Things are happening. Things are happening again when money is missing and the government can get account for it. Things are happening when money is given to people before contract before they do before they start the work. Things are happening. Things are happening when the government on the line and deceiving the people going to compete in. Things are happening, Mr. Pierre. When the Prime Minister said the only reason why and the other side getting work because the real NDC don't know who is who know the NMP and they know who is the real NDC. Things are happening, Mr. Pierre. Things are happening again when money is spending right in the Prime Minister it's for the Prime Minister in traveling with the entourage. While there is no medication in the hospital. Things are happening again when you have a corrupt bunch of people with no respect in the House of Parliament. They have no respect for Parliament. This is what's going on in the country. Things are happening when you put people suffering under this administration, where everybody paying tax, but only a class of people that benefiting from the tax money. Things are happening.
Yeah.
I'm Pierre, I want to say again to the people of Greater Caribbean Pitmati, you deserve better. Yes, you made a mistake and you vote for people who thought and come with so many ideas that and you vote for them to make life better for you. But when you look at what's going on in your country, instead of this government better, the living condition for you, they make things worse and worse. I use that word worse and worse. I use that word. Worse and worse for you. And I say to you, the greater people, to get a change and for things to happen and for you to life to go and for benefit and prosperity to come to the people going to come to the
Yes, scholar.
You can put a trust in NMP because NMP is a party of inclusive, and when election call and they win, they don't see green, they don't see yellow. All they see is the people of Greater Caribbean Pitmati.
Thank you,
Everybody
caller.
paying tax, and whenever you pay tax, everybody should benefit. Mr. Pierre, have a good day.
Thank you, caller. Yes, caller, welcome.
It's a big good afternoon once again. I tell you, I don't know. You have patience and patience and hold on to that patience there. I don't know how these guys they like the politics and trust me. It's really amusing. But you and your partner, your striker deal with him now. You know, so you all the quarrel again, right? Mr. Pierre, you talk about the Constitution a minute ago. And it is not the Constitution that is giving the problem, because as you rightly said, and you're right, I doesn't see a problem with the Constitution. We may need some changes. But it's not the Constitution, it's the behavior of the people who are managing and using the Constitution. That's where the problem is. Here is my Constitution. My Constitution is just honesty. Doing the thing that is right, and we all know the things that is right and wrong. So if you want to put 10 chapters in the Constitution that is right for all of us, why don't you start doing those things now? You don't have to wait until 10 years, 20 years, 30 years until you put it in the Constitution to do it. Just do it and show us that you can do it, then we'll one time we'll sign. We'll agree with you. And that's one of the problems. So it is the honesty of our leaders that is creating the problem and not the Constitution. Yeah?
Yeah.
But let me give an advice to the government, or to the authorities, let me put it that way, with respect to the school feeding. I remember in my time at school, we used to get one meal every day, one single meal at the school. And that used to be split peas with beef. Split peas and beef, and you get a 2 little dumpling in that. And that will set you off. You know the reason why? Because split peas is a brain food. And it have the children light to go back to school. You can't give the children this rice and chicken, rice and peas for lunch, and then to send them back to the classroom. It's going to damage the brain. It is too heavy.
children need to use things that is very light. That will help them to learn. So I want the Ministry of Education to understand that you need soup every day. You could give them that soup every day, one meal every day, which is a soup, split fish and beef, and now and then you could pitch in a little chicken. But the beef is the appropriate thing to do, and that is going to be much better than using the heavy meal, you know. And two other things I would like to see them use in school. They should get a tip of vitamin B complex. They should have that in the school. And when the children are going home, you give them a teaspoon of vitamin B complex and a drop of iodine every day. Yeah? Lugal iodine every day. And that is going to do wonders. It's going to work magic for the learning of the school, for the children.
Yes, scholar, thank you very much. Right. And these things, as we say, we provoke discussion. So these issues in terms of recommendation, people could play around with it and see the nutritional value and the health significance of these ideas. Yeah? We have a call on the line? Not yet. Yes, the number to call is 442-0175, and we welcome your contribution. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
I personally think you should, make a pronouncement to Grenada. Tell them that you're sorry for calling Deacon Mitchell, our Prime Minister, a liar. Tell that you realize that the trajectory you are going and the announcement and pronouncement you are making were founded upon wrong information that you got. Tell them that this Prime Minister has done expeditiously great work for the last 3.5 years. Tell the Grenada public that you're very sorry by calling and saying that the Prime Minister is incompetent. Tell them he is very incompetent, and tell them he is very innovative and he has vision. Tell them he's done great things for the students. He revived the community spirit. He has the vision for Grenada, Carriacou, and Pidi Matnik. A matter of fact, he's been loved by the children, the adults, even the politicians. He is showing what a political leader can do, and he is giving that example that all of us should follow by. And I also want you to tell your listeners and your audience, tell them, say, and you can start today, tell them, I'm sorry for all the wrong things I've been saying about the Prime Minister, because he's young, and yes, you thought that he was inexperienced, but the kind of a work he done for the past 3.5 years, we've never seen that in Grenada before. Have yourself a pleasant day.
Thank you, caller. Caller, I've always said that I express my opinion, but if people could advance credible information, I'll change it. So what you should have done was to ask me why I say the Prime Minister is telling lies. The Prime Minister is telling more lies than all other leaders put together post-1967. The Prime Minister is a fake. Instead of studying the nation business, he lacks moral clarity. And he's starting to play with man hand. Yes, caller, welcome. Caller, you lost that caller? Caller, you there?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I did. KJ, I want you to tell the Prime Minister to fix the Prime Minister building and stop spending all this $1,000 to live in. Tell him that, KJ. KJ, I remember after Ivan, Kip Mitchell was living in his home in Happy Hill. And NDC make real trouble for you going to come and building. The man going to building fast enough. The man going to building fast. 2 years now, what much money we spend if we can do and live and government have a building there for the Prime Minister to live. And listen to the budget. I don't hear nothing in the budget for the building. For a few months about line the can. The leader of the public secretary say he could make their big complaint, but I don't hear nothing about in the budget, KJ. KJ, I don't hear nothing about that. Right? All right, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar, thank you. That will last scholar. We have caller, use the last scholar, Punch.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes, my brother.
I think that KJ is on some kind of a hallucinating drug. Because even a child knows that this prime minister outdo every leader, I think internationally, when it comes to telling lies. And for him to be trying to impose his way on you and trying to give you instruction, I think something is wrong with this guy. It's either he is possessed by some lying spirit, himself and the prime minister, or he's on some kind of hallucinating drug. Mr. Pierre, have a good day, sir.
You could not have said it better. This prime minister is behaving like he's on a mind-altering substance. A few months ago, the prime minister was beating his chest for social media badging. And now the prime minister seems to want to shed tears because he awake the social media badgers. The prime minister telling lies as when horse-trotting. You must believe the prime minister word. The prime minister is the first among equal. He's the master deceiver. He tricked the union, he deceived the union, or the union is in collaboration with the prime minister for deceiving the workers. On the pension issue, the prime minister deceived the workers. The kind of sue he start there is not a pension scheme. I don't know if the union is part of the managing authority of that pension scheme. And if they do, they should tell the public. The prime minister decided to pay money for good relationship. That is bribery. And I was so disappointed when Peter David ended up in the CBI program selling passport. I wonder how KB and them feel now. What explanation they're going to give? Peter David should tell the public why he ended up in it. And if he feel he was correct, why he did not defend the government over 2 years ago when we were attacking the government over compromising integrity, conflict of interest, blatant open greed, because they stand to make 30 million from selling passport. The Prime Minister of Grenada lied and he deceived the people. When he was called to make statement on the Samoa Agreement, because the Minister of Foreign Affairs was vehemently against signing the document, the Prime Minister said he didn't read the document. The Prime Minister lied. The Attorney General office must have studied the document. Cabinet must have sat on the document. The Prime Minister lied. And he attacked a Catholic priest from Trinidad. And the Prime Minister said morality is a private thing. I don't know how a lot of the people in NDC could accept a prime minister going in the public domain and say the only reason NNP getting help is because they're not certain who the real NDC is. The prime minister fired 31 workers on Granby Estate. KJ, investigate. 19 of them was NDC. So after much deliberation, they re-employed 20. I don't know if our NNP might start away ban. KJ, go and speak to the workers in Maribo. The farmers in Maribo, 22 of them. The Prime Minister and his group ordered that the water be cut off. Because one one of them, they seems to believe Ton Green. The minister was on the radio, just one farmer, one. How these things could be right? KJ, how could you support a prime minister that flaunt the law, jump the fence, and raid the Grenada Development Bank? He obtained money illegally for his ministers. The laws and regulations on the Grenada Development Bank prevent ministers and directors and politically exposed people from obtaining money from the bank. KJ, how do you deal with a prime minister that fired the whistleblower, one of his own members, for pointing out about excessive corruption in the national lottery? KJ, have you heard about the corruption in gravel and concrete? KJ, you have not heard about all the corruption with the housing program and MIT? You did not hear that permanent secretaries drawing money and paying people from the desk? KJ, you didn't hear the Minister of Finance screaming out that when they want a $400, they're going to take it? And another minister says a disaster. It is difficult to understand how we could tolerate a fake, a master deceiver, somebody that tells lies so and seems want to threaten Grenadians into silence. Well, the Prime Minister forgot that Maurice Bishop jailed 3,000, over 5,000 run, castrate people, executed people, jailed the Rastas in Hopeville, and he was not able to succeed to silence Grenadians. Instead, they turned the guns on Maurice Bishop and they execute him in the most barbaric fashion. And today, the RMC seems to be in charge again. Prime Minister Mitchell, be careful. You're playing around with the RMC. We know they're guiding you. We know that they're encouraging you to threaten people into silence. But we don't think you're going to succeed with it. We're back with you again tomorrow when we have another opportunity to continue the discourse. And we encourage you to call. You don't have to agree with us, because that's what the democracy is all about. You don't have to agree with us. We encourage you to advance arguments. And anytime you want reasons and justification why I take a position, I'm happy to give you. KJ, next time you call, I want you to tell us some of the lies the Prime Minister have told to the public. Not KJ alone, anybody else. Next time, tell us 5 of the lies, the impactful lies that the Prime Minister of Grenada have told to the Grenadian public. Remember to subscribe to our program, like and share. Thank you very much.
When the clock hits 12, you know where to be. Turn it up, Real FM, ride the frequency. Talking truth, talking change, talking all that's real with Francis